So good morning, everybody from the UK. Good afternoon to you in Sri Lanka, and a heartfelt welcome to this University of Plymouth International College UPIC webinar for our colleagues, friends, agents in Sri Lanka. Let's start with some introductions. My name is Tim Gutzel. I'm Director of Marketing and Admissions for UPIC. And then we have several of my UPIC colleagues on the call as well. So I will pass over to them to introduce themselves. Nico, would you like to kick off?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Nico Staurengi. I'm the Mission Manager here at UPIC. And then we got Amy.
Hi there, I'm Amy and I'm one of the admissions officers here at UPIC. Thank you for joining us today. Amber?
Hi there, my name's Amber. I'm the Marketing and Student Recruitment Coordinator here at UPIC.
So I think that's all of the UPIC team, is it? Have we missed anybody? Okay, great. So as you can see, we have a number of topics to go through with you over the next half an hour or so. So you've met the team. We'll give you a bit more detail about the wider UPIC team as well. We'll describe our programs, our country-specific entry requirements for Sri Lanka. We'll tell you a bit about our student success. We'll take you on a virtual tour, a flyover of Plymouth, of the university and the city. Talk to you about our accommodation, important dates and scholarships for the next intake, which is in September now. We'll tell you about our social media channels where you can keep up to date with all the latest news from the college. We'll go through some frequently asked questions, which people often ask us, share our contact details, and throughout, and certainly at the end, we'll give time for any questions that you may have. So just to finish up on the Meet the Team, you can see me at the top there, Tim Gutzel, Director of Marketing and Admissions. Our college director and principal is Matthias Shortcook, and Dave Jones is our Director of Academic and Student Services. Amber, Nico, and Amy are all on the call, representing our marketing, student recruitment, and admissions functions. And then we have our student experience team led by Toby, Joseph Johnson. Student experience team look after all the students with any concerns they have once they're here. So as you can see, we're a small team. Big advantage of that for you is you can contact any of us at any time. If we don't know the answer to your question, we can pass that on really quickly and easily to one of our colleagues. Great to see we've got more people joining all the time. Let me just hit admit. There we go. And then moving on to talk about the UPIC programs. So the important number to remember here is the number 3. So 3 levels of study: foundation, first year, and pre-masters, and 3 intakes during the year. The main intake is in September. Then we have intakes in January and May as well. So everything that we offer is available in September. Most of what we offer is available in January. And then in May, that's mostly pre-masters programs. So a lot of the subjects you would expect, so business, computing, engineering, perhaps some things which you might not expect. So we have a coastal location here, so a lot of what we do in a lot of the university's world-leading expertise is in things like marine, coast and ocean sciences. Also related to the location, we're big on maritime business. Tourism and hospitality, that's big for us as well. And within engineering and robotics, robotics is a major specialism of the university. Environmental sciences, that's obviously of great current interest. And another thing we have, which most pathway providers would not have, is a health and human sciences program, which leads into 3 strands of nursing: adult, child, mental health, and lots of other health-related professions such as physiotherapy, occupational therapy, things like that. That's our only 3-semester program, the Health and Human Sciences program. All of the other foundation and first-year programs are 2 semesters. The pre-masters is a 1-semester program. So that's a quick introduction to the range of programs that we offer. And then Nico, shall I pass to you to go through the Sri Lanka specific entry requirements, if you would?
Of course, thank you, Tim. As Tim was saying, we offer 3 different programs in terms of entry level. Here at UPIC, we offer a foundation program, first year direct entry program, and pre-master. These are academic requirements for Sri Lanka. So for foundation, the minimum academic requirement that the student need to meet is 5 passes or equivalent at GCE ordinary level. At first year direct entry, we ask for 3 Cs or 4 Ss or above at GCE advanced level, while for pre-master, we need to see evidence of a university level qualification, which is equivalent to at least a UK HND and higher national diploma. These are the general entry requirement. Then for some program, we might ask for good grade in specific subjects. We'll ask to see at least some math grade for every single program that we offer. But for example, for engineering, apart from good math, the student would need to prove that they got good grades in physics. For human sciences, apart from good math, they will also show good science subject grade like biology, chemistry, that because we want to make sure that the student will come here and will be able to succeed. And all the application need to be sent via our portal, StudyLink. You can see the link there or on our website. Other condition that you might see on your student offer letter, depending on the situation of the student. In case of a study gap, we'll ask for a CV and also a personal statement explaining why the student wants to return to study now. And in case of a study gap of 8 or more years, we will refer the application of your applicant to our academic board. In case of a previous visa refusal from UK or any other country, we'll need to receive a copy of the visa refusal and the online immigration history questionnaire. And again, the application will need to be approved by our academic board. In case there are some discrepancy in terms of date of birth or surname on the student document compared to their passport, we'll ask for some evidence, some official document that support and explain the discrepancy. For example, in case of change of surname because the student got married, the marriage certificate. It's important that all the communication, all the documents are uploaded via the StudyLink agent portal so that we can keep all the document and communication related to one applicant in the same place.
Thanks, Nico. Student success. So this is really important to us. So we can talk a lot about programs, we can talk a lot about fees, but really the most important thing for us is student success. We're not here just to collect fees and then send the students away again when they don't perform. For us, it's all about getting students through the college, through UPIC and into the university. And you can see we have more than an 85% progression rate from UPIC to the university. And then it's about getting students to graduate from the university. So more than 85% again of students who progress from UPIC to the University of Plymouth complete their university degree successfully. So please do bear those numbers in mind. So more than 85% progression from the UPIC program to the university, and then more than 85% graduation from the university. If you work with other pathway providers, you won't need me to tell you that the equivalent numbers are usually often not that high. Our students achieve the equivalent module outcomes to home, EU and other overseas students. So even though they're sometimes joining us with lower grades or from a lower study level, they are performing academically as strongly as direct entrants. And our students achieve as many first class and up and second class degrees as are awarded to international students who join the university directly in year 1. So that's real evidence that we are adding value to our students through the foundation program they do with us and building with them for success at the university and beyond. So student success, that's really important to us. And now we're going to take you on a virtual tour. Amy is going to lead that for us. So you know, we can give you lots of facts and figures, tell you about the programs, the fees, progression rates, but it's really important to have an idea of how Plymouth is as a university, as a city. So a place not just to study, but a place to live and to enjoy. Amy, would you like to take over?
Thank you, Tim. Sorry, I'm just going to open up my screen. Tim, can you see Plymouth okay there?
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. Hello, welcome. What I'm going to start you off with is just showing you where we ourselves at UPIC are based. I'm going to start you off from there and then show you through the city. So just on the edge of the university campus is our UPIC building here, okay? So if I turn around and I will show you that I'm currently above the university campus. Tim doesn't like heights or the camera
You're
going too
scaring
fast,
me.
so I'll take my time. So yeah, I'm right above the university campus here. And right here in the center is the Students' Union. And we've also got the library here, which is open 24/7 for the students. And just off to the side, we actually have some newly renovated buildings. For example, we have Babbage over here for our international students. We've got a cool marine building right here. And we've also got the Roland Levinsky building, which is quite a quirky building that caters to our more creative programs. And just next to the actual campus is some of the university's accommodation buildings. So over here, you've got the likes of Gilwell Hall, Robbins Hall, Radnor Hall. So I'm going to take you quickly inside one of them just to show you an example of what the students can avail of. So this is an example of a single room. They are bright, open. This one in particular doesn't have an ensuite, but many of them will. And I'll take you into the kitchen here just to show you what some of the catering facilities are like. So as you can see, they are big and open and they cater for lots of students. So this would be a shared kitchen facility. It's worth noting that the accommodation for the university works on a first come, first serve basis. And if you contact our student experience team directly, you can find out a little bit more about our accommodation partners. And we'll also show you a little bit of that later as well. So yeah, as I said, just above the university campus here, I'm going to take you just a bit beyond that and just show you the ocean over here. Before I take you there, I will show you one of our marine areas, which is really pretty. It's one of the nicest parts of the city, I think. We've got a marine station here where some of the university students do partake in some practical work. If I turn it slowly around, this area here is called the Barbican. It's quite a hub of like social activity. There's lots of cool restaurants and bars there. It's nice for a walk on a sunny evening or for an ice cream. So that is just around there, and a lot of the students we recommend to go and socialize there. And I'll take you back and I'll show you the ocean to one of the city's, I suppose, most well-known tourist areas. And this is Smeaton's Tower right here. And we've got what is called Tinside Lido. So it is an outdoor pool. And we are now in May, so we are kind of slowly approaching our warm weather area, and that pool should be ready soon for the students to use.
It's open, Amy. There were people swimming in it this morning when I walked into work.
Oh my Lord. Well,
brave people.
Brave people, I was going to say, but it will get warmer, and it's quite a popular spot. And even along here, along the seafront, it's a really nice place just to go for a walk. So we have just come from over there, and we are now getting a really good broad overview of the city. So we just started from there, the university campus, which is just under a mile away. So it should only take students like 10 minutes to walk over. Before I take you back there, I'll just show you over to the left. So we've got Cornwall there in the distance, which is well worth a visit for the students on the weekend, on their time off. You've got Royal William Yard here, which is a nice spot. It's got a couple of restaurants and it's a nice place just to hang out on a sunny afternoon. And then this is the rest of the city. It's quite spread out all across here. So I'll take you back to the university, to the campus. And before we finish up at the college, I'll just show you that here in the middle is the sort of the main shopping street and areas. So this is Drake Circus, our shopping centre. And down here, you've got a couple of our high streets. So it's quite a diverse range of restaurants. There is actually a restaurant that caters to Sri Lankan cuisine. There's a theatre down here also. And if I turn around, I'll just show you over here in the distance is Central Park, which has got a really cool leisure centre and a football stadium too. So there is a diverse range of social activities for students to do. So I'll finish off just here. So as I said at the start, this is UPIC, our building right here, and we really are right on the edge of the campus. So students should have no excuse for being late to their classes. And just before I finish there at the end, I'm just going to show you right behind UPIC, we've got Intercity Place, which is, it's been renovated about a year, I'd say. It's the Health and Human Sciences building, and it's really some excellent facilities there. And just behind it is the train station. So for your students, when they fly to the UK, should they land in London, they can get a train down here. They will land right there and they will walk maybe 10 minutes up to the UPIC building where we will meet them for their enrollment. So we are here at the end of a tree-lined avenue. It's a nice little building. We have our team here, our marketing and recruitment team, our student experience team, and admissions. So we are all here. We're here for the students from 8:30 to 5. And we do also offer an out of hours contact for students so they need further support. So that is a tour of Plymouth and our university. So I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. Any questions on that before we go on? Let's go back to the original share. While we're doing that, sorry, Dion, I didn't introduce you, or I didn't give you the opportunity to introduce yourself at the start. Would you like to do that now?
Thanks, Tim. No worries at all. Good afternoon, and thank you everyone for taking the time to join. But yeah, we'll catch up towards the end of the session.
Thanks, Dion. So next, accommodation. It's obviously a really important consideration for your students, knowing where they're going to live. It's a major benefit of Plymouth as a university city. So the university, as Amy showed you, and the college are right in the centre of the city. And all of our accommodation is a very short walk away, so maybe as close as 5 or 10 minutes walk to the campus. And it really is a walk. There's no quicker way of doing it. So there's no need for public transport or a bicycle. Walking is much the easiest way to get around because we're right in the city centre with everything in close location. Most rooms are en suite, means students have their own bathroom. If you use our preferred letting agent, they provide a complimentary bedding pack even and help with moving in when students arrive. And that letting agent is Clever Student Lets. They know us well, they understand our students' needs, they can provide a lot of flexibility around length of contract and different arrival dates. Students don't have to use them, but it's an opportunity, it's a service that we offer should they choose to. And all of this in a location where the university is the second carbon neutral university in the UK. We say top 3 UK young university. Actually, the new rankings came out today and University of Plymouth is number 2 amongst UK universities which are under 50 years old in the Times World University Rankings. So we've even improved on that statistic. We're now top 2 UK young university. And it's a very student-friendly city. It's safe. Well, we can't ever promise that, can we? But it's in the top 15 safest UK student cities, according to official data. And it's very cost-effective. So with accommodation prices starting from around £100 a week, and you all know that could be, a third, a half of London or other big city prices. So a very safe, very cost-effective, student-friendly location to be. We have an online accommodation application form, booking form on our website, so we make that as quick and easy a process as possible. There's some more detail here that we can share about what happens in the different stages of the accommodation booking process. So we confirm receipt of the application, send a tenancy agreement, the payment is made. Then we need to complete the right to rent check. So that's a standard process in the UK. And then ultimately with key collection, and as we described, help with moving in on the day if that's required. And then moving on to dates. So the next major intake is in September. For undergraduate programs, teaching starts on the 16th of September, and we can allow enrolment up to the end of the second week of teaching. So that's for undergraduate programs. For postgraduate programs, for pre-masters, it's a much shorter program, so we can't allow any late enrolment there. And then going back to the start of the process, for both undergraduate and postgraduate programs, the application deadline is the 19th of July. The payment deadline is the 9th of August. We have a standard CAS issue deadline of the 23rd of August and priority CAS deadline of the 27th of August. Now, we set these dates not to try and be difficult for anybody, but because our experience shows us that this is the kind of time scale that's required for us to process everything, for the payment to be processed, CAS issued, and the student to be able to get everything organised in time to join us for enrolment, which starts on the 9th of September for undergraduate, 16th of September for postgraduate. So those are our guideline dates. We like people to stick to them if they can, but then obviously if you need a little bit more time and we can see that it's going to be possible for your students to get everything organised in time, then we'll certainly be as flexible as we possibly can around those dates. Scholarships, well, actually for all of our pre-masters programs in September, we can offer a £1,500 scholarship. So that brings the fee down from £9,950 to £8,450. So that's a significant discount. Probably the bigger issue here is about the progression scholarships that the University of Plymouth offers. And for all UPIC students who achieve at least 70% in their academic grades and have at least 85% attendance with us, they are guaranteed a £2,000 scholarship when they progress to the university. And then the university also has an academic excellence award, and about 50 of these awards were made earlier this year. And that academic excellence award actually offers a 50% discount on the university's tuition fee. So important to remember, lots of very generous scholarships actually at the University of Plymouth, and some awards that can be possible from UPIC itself, so especially that pre-masters discount. Yes, so those are our dates and scholarships. And then I'm going to pass over to Amber to talk you through all of our social media.
Yeah, so we're active on several social media channels. So we have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Threads. So we try to put out a variety of content. So a lot of things that are going on campus, we want to make sure that our students are aware of and they can get involved in. This includes cultural and religious holidays and events that are happening. Also academic information as well to make sure they're all up to date with their timetables, anything to do with exams coming up. So it's a really useful way to get through to our students. And yeah, as Tim said, we'll be putting this video on the YouTube later. And if ever you have any ideas or you need any kind of say student reviews, do get in touch. You can give through to Tim and then he can pass it on. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Amber. We've been doing a lot of talking. I should pause, shouldn't I, and ask if you have any questions at this point. So feel free to come off mute and use your voice or use the chat function. I just pause for a moment and see if there are any questions. Or UPIC colleagues, is there anything I should have mentioned but have omitted? Okay, so if we're all good for now, we'll move on to our frequently asked questions. So what we tend to do here is a little bit of role play and ask these questions of each other, because we find but these are the questions we are asked most often. But if you find that we get to the end and your question hasn't been answered, then please do feel free to ask anything you would like to ask. To begin, Nico, how can I enroll if I haven't received my visa yet?
Right, thank you, Tim. So unfortunately, we do not offer online teaching except for an online pre-sessional English. So I'm afraid students will need to have received their visa in order to travel and then enroll here and start their lesson. Because I said there is no online teaching anymore. So it's very important that as soon as that the student, when they receive their CAS, they apply for the visa straight away and they keep up to date with any news on the visa application. And once they receive their visa, they let us know about the outcome and about their travel details, so we can tell them what the next step is about, which is traveling and then completing their enrollment before the lesson starts. Amber, can I live anywhere in the UK?
Oh, that's a good question, Nico. No, not really. It really is ideal if you book a place in Plymouth. As Amy showed us earlier, there are lots of accommodation options basically on campus, if not a little bit out. So, yeah, I mean, if you're on the outskirts, that's still okay, but we would recommend just to go straight into the city centre of Plymouth, and everything's a lot easier for you there. Amy, can I work to fund my studies and accommodation?
Students are allowed to have a part-time job, and the visa will show that they can work maximum 20 hours a week in term time, 40 hours a week outside of term time. But that amount that a student would earn would not be enough to fund their studies and accommodation. So they really will have to ensure that they have the financial backing, which we will ask for prior to issuing the CAS. So yes, they can, but it wouldn't be enough. Tim, when do I have to pay the second installment of my fees?
Thanks, Amy. So we ask for a deposit payment. That's the initial instalment. So for postgraduate programs, because that's such a short program, we ask for 100% upfront. It's 50% deposit for undergraduate programs. And then the balance of that can be paid anytime from enrollment up to a few weeks into term time. Ideally, we like that to be paid in one go, but if students have particular need, then it's possible we can set up an installment plan. But then we also do need all of the fees to have been paid before a student can progress to the university. So nobody can leave UPIC and join the university with any outstanding debt. Amy, do I need to buy a laptop?
Students don't have to, but we recommend that it would be a lot easier if you had your own. If not, the university library is open 24/7, so students can have computer access there. If a student was to buy a laptop, and I always get the brands mixed up, Tim, which laptop do we recommend that students get in order to have certain software?
Yeah, I think whichever laptop you get, just make sure it has Microsoft Office, because students are always going to need access to that basic suite of software. So Word, Excel, everyone's going to need those. So the brand of laptop isn't so important. Just make sure it's not one with Google or another operating system. It needs to have MS Office on it, essentially. And then you also don't need to buy a top-end brand new laptop. There are lots of shops in Plymouth which offer refurbished laptops with a warranty, and that can be for as little as 150, 200 pounds. So do I need to buy a laptop? It's ideal if you do, as Amy mentioned, for a computer labs which are open 24/7, some of them on campus, but students will also want to do some work at home and on their own time. So yes, ideally. What's the last day I can arrive in the UK, Nico?
So ideally, we would like all our students who arrive here for the induction enrollment week, which is 1 week before the lesson start. But we know that sometimes it doesn't all depend on them because they're waiting for their visa. So the latest enrollment date, if you are a pre-master student for the September intake, will be the 23rd of September, which coincide with the first day of lesson, because pre-master program is smaller, shorter than the other programs, so we cannot allow students to miss part of it. While if you are a foundation or first year direct entry student, you're allowed to enroll up to the 27th of September, which is the end of second week of teaching. And finally, Amber, what is the first thing I should do once I arrive at the airport in the UK?
The first thing you should do, Nico, is contact UPIC to let us know that you've arrived safely, and then travel to Plymouth. So you've got a few options there. You can take the National Express bus, potentially a mega bus to save a few extra pennies, the train, or you could jump in an not a black cab, not a standard taxi. They will charge you the earth. If you book a car to pick you up from UPIC, we have the details on our website. So yeah, that's what I would do, and that's what you should do as well.
That's it. Those are all of our frequently asked questions. Thank you, colleagues, for going through those. Just to end there with all of our contact details. But this now is your opportunity as well to ask any final questions you may have while you admire that view of the British Fireworks Championships, which is an annual event held every summer over 2 evenings in Plymouth, where everybody gathers on the waterfront and admires these competitive firework displays. Great image to leave you with, but any final questions? Okay, great. Thank you very much for joining. I can see that quite a good number of you did. You have our contact details there if you think of any questions after we've finished. Once we have the recording of this session, I'll share it with you directly. And as we mentioned before, we'll post it on our YouTube channel as well, and you can go and take a look at it there and take a look at all the other videos that we have on there. So thank you finally all for attending. Thank you to my UPIC colleagues for their input. Dion, thank you for your help with organising the session. And we wish you all a great evening. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone.
So much. Bye.